Every once in a while, we get brand new wheels, and sometimes we talk about old wheels. We talk about brands that have been around for half a century, and we talk about a brand that was created yesterday. And today, I get to talk about a brand that I think sits somewhere in the middle. They've been coming out with a new wheel probably every year or so. They were founded in 2019 over in Virginia. His name is Bill, and we love Bill. Super cool guy, has been in the motorsports scene for a long time, and he released this wheel right here. Now this is Stage Wheels. This is the Foushee model, and we're gonna be taking a little bit of a closer look at it today to figure out if this is a wheel that you think is gonna work good for you. Which, by the way, I'm Alex Martini. Welcome to Martini Works Unboxed, where we get to show you what products actually look like instead of you trying to buy something off a stock photo, because nobody likes that. So if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to see the parts that these wheels and tires and performance parts are going on, go subscribe to the main channel, which is just creatively Martini Works. Congratulations. We're on it together. This wheel only comes in an 18-inch diameter, 8.5 or 9.5-inch width. And in terms of bolt patterns, you get a 5x108, 8.5 plus 42. That is going to be for your Ford Focus ST and RS audience. You're going to get a 5x112, 8.5 plus 42. That is going to be for your Volkswagen audience. You're also going to get a 5x114.3, 8.5 and 9.5. That comes in a 22, 35, and 38 offset. So that is going to be for your sport tuner market and everything you could possibly imagine. I've seen this go on Subarus now. I've seen it go on E46s, which does also go into our final bolt pattern, which is a 5x120. That comes in a plus 22, plus 35, or plus 38. In terms of the wheel weights for these, it is reported on the website that their 8.5s are 20.6 pounds and their 9.5s are 21.1 pounds. If I take a look on my trusty scale here, we're getting 20.7 pounds on this one, which is an 18 by 8.5. Now, one of the cool things about Stage Wheels, I wasn't having a post-it note moment. It's actually laser engraved on the back of the wheel. And the reason that the Stage Wheels brand does this is because they're big in the grassroots motorsports scene. And what they like to do is they like to make it easy to hot swap wheels and tires. In the drift community, a lot of times you're sliding things around, and every once in a while you're trying to swap around where your wheels are on what corner of the car. It can make you lose track of what wheel is supposed to go where. You want to make sure that your tires last as long as possible on the rears. And so what they did is they laser engraved the back so you're never confused on which wheel is where. Additionally, on the back, you're going to see a couple different details. You're going to see that there's tons of pocketing in the center board here. That is to also help with wheel weight, and it's also to help with if you plan to run adapters, which is a really common thing as well. You're going to see that this is made in Taiwan. It's got some stamping on the inside here, and overall, a relatively clean face. I like the fact that these wheels are made in Taiwan. Taiwan is one of those countries where the manufacturing process is actually really great. It's a very clean, typical factory, and they do a really good job at trying to balance wheel weight and strength, which these wheels are flow formed as well, which means the face of this wheel is cast, the barrel of the wheel is forged. They take those high rollers, high temp, and they pull it out as much as they can. It gets the barrel very, very thin, and you still get a good amount of strength. Inside here, you're gonna see this bead knurling. This is a technology that some brands are doing and some aren't. What that helps with is with tires. A lot of times when you have a lot of horsepower, tires can slip on the wheels themselves. The bead knurling here actually kind of grips up. It acts as it's biting the tire, and it helps with grip. That was a terrible analogy, but you do get the point. Now, lastly, coming to the front of the wheel, some smaller details that you're gonna see. You're gonna see that this is a 7-spoke wheel. There's gonna be holes in every single one here. Some small details that you're gonna see is it's gonna actually have a little bit of that ball milling here at the top, and then it disappears on the inside of each of the spokes. It gives it a sharper look. Additionally, you're gonna see that Foushee has that laser engraving here, and then the FF for flow formed, VIA and JWL are both debossed. Just gives it a nice little detail. Now the center cap is chrome. It does protrude a little bit. Whether you like that or not is entirely up to you. I'm personally a fan of it on some things, and I'm not on other things. Now I hear that Stage is introducing a flat center cap in the future, which I'm pretty excited for. I think it'll just make it look a little bit newer, and personally I think that the big center caps pretty much look great on like Subarus and things like that, mostly because they have to. They've got those big honkers for wheel hubs. Now, I keep focusing on the white one here, and that's because white is one of my favorite colors 4 aftermarket wheels. We've thrown 2 sets of white wheels on our R34 GTT, one of which was a set of white Stage Knights. But that doesn't mean that the liquid silver is a bad looking wheel either. You're gonna see that the design, you can see a little bit more in the silver than you can in the white, but this also does come in black and chrome. Lars has this wheel on his E46 M3. He's running, I'm almost confident, a square setup on that thing, and it looks absolutely insane. It is a great looking wheel and it looks great on the M3. He's running Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2s with it, and it's just a killer looking wheel. Now, what about price? Now, in terms of pricing, you're probably gonna be sticking anywhere between $1,300 and $1,400 for a set of 4, which makes this, I would argue, a mid-priced wheel. But you are getting a flow-formed wheel that comes in some pretty good colors and some very specific fitments. I really like the Foushee. My favorite platform for it, though, is definitely gonna be the Ford Focus ST and RS market. This wheel for summer, it just looks insanely good on it. I think this kind of design is a very good sport looking wheel. It also carries a little bit of that CSL style design from the newer BMW M3, M4s. Now, we would still classify this as an original wheel design, but we do kind of see that coming out, particularly in this spoke design. Whether that's our call or whether you want to argue with us, I'm sure you already are in the comments. These wheels are pretty easy to pick up. They're mostly always in stock and they're brand new. So 3 reasons as to why I would buy this and 2 reasons as to why I wouldn't are this. Number 1, it's a new wheel, it's a new design, so it's fresh and it's different. So if I wanted something to feel a little bit different, the Foushee is a bang on option. Number 2, it's really well rooted in grassroots motorsports. The brand is. Stage Wheels has been around since 2019. They're hosted in Virginia, and of course, they go to every single thing that they possibly can. And if you see a drift car out there that's absolutely slinging it, it's probably on Stage Wheels. They have a huge driver program, a huge sponsorship program, and they try to get out there to help drivers continue to spend more time on track and with their butt in the seat. And finally, the 3rd reason why I would is because it is a good wheel. It's flow formed, it's lighter. It's not the lightest wheel in the market for the size, but it does do a really good job at not being heavy, which I think is really important. The finishes are great. I love the fact that this wheel comes in white. It's a color that not a lot of people support, and so that's 3 reasons as to why I would. 2 reasons as to why I wouldn't. The limited sizing in the 18 inches could make it tough. If you want something that's a 19 or a 20, you're just gonna have to wait because Stage doesn't offer it yet, and they don't offer a 17-inch either. And the 2nd reason as to why I wouldn't is that this is a flatter style design. You're not gonna see a lot of concavity on the Foushee itself, which means when you look at it from an angle, it comes in and the diving happens on the mounting surface of the Foushee, not in the spoke of the Foushee. Why that works is it gives you the brake clearance you would need for something like a Ford Focus RS or ST, but you do sacrifice that concavity that some people like. So if you're looking for a wheel that has a ton of concavity, the Foushee might not be for you. The Monroe from Stage is probably the one for you. But let me know if you have any questions on this wheel, and if you're looking for it, you can actually pick it up over at martiniworks.com. And if you'd like to see other wheels being unboxed or you have questions, let us know below, because this channel is pretty much all about it. We help people mod our car at MartiniWorks because we give a shit, and we hope that you mod your car with us. If you have questions, let us know. I'm Alex Martini, and we'll see you on the next one.